All right. Okay. So let me. I don't know if you can hear me, but I think this is just an interaction, and I'm going to be very straightforward and brief. This is not an official Zoom meeting. All right. So this is not an official Zoom meeting. I'm just doing this meeting because of people that requested that I have a meeting with them today. So I want to use this opportunity. Please, there is someone that is. I think there is someone. Hello, please. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. I just want to do this brief meeting for those who want to understand what MarisX is all about and what we stand for. So that is why I'm doing this meeting. And this meeting is not an official Zoom meeting where I share my presentation slides, because we have a presentation slide for MarisX, and we also have a meeting slide that we use for our presentations. Though we have not officially kicked off presentations when it comes to MarisX. Remember that MarisX is just less than 3 months, and we are just getting started. So what we are doing on MarisX is that we are just beginning an ecosystem that has to do with trading cryptocurrency without depositing your money into anybody's account, into anybody's wallet, into anybody's uh, 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 portfolio. All right. So this is no longer a situation where you put your money somewhere expecting return, and at the end of the day, they will begin to tell you stories, excuses, and reason why you shouldn't get your money back, because we all have been victim of Ponzi schemes where they promise you heaven and earth, make you to put your money somewhere, and at the end of the day, they will seize your money and give you excuses, tell you reasons why you shouldn't get your money back. That is not what we are doing on Maris. What Maris S represents is non-custodial. And when I say non-custodial, I mean your money has to be in your own exchange. Not only that your money is in your exchange, the money is not moved out of your exchange. That is why you have the power to disable withdrawal permission. In fact, even your exchange will warn you that you shouldn't grant withdrawal permission to a non-custodial bot. All right. So once there is no withdrawal permission enabled, there is no how money will be moved out of your exchange. All right. So I see some people who don't do research. You know, some people who don't do research that says that a non-custodial bot can take money from your wallet. It's not possible. It's just like you are telling somebody that someone can actually withdraw his money from Binance or Bybit without the person having access to the authentication key, like authentication code. The person doesn't have access to, because if you want to withdraw from the major exchanges now, it requires authentication. That's why even if you want to send money from your wallet to somebody, it requires an authentication. All right, and the most of them now are even using more than two authenticator methods. For instance, if you are withdrawing from Binance, you will use both. Sometimes you will use passkey, and we will also use Google Authenticator to authenticate the withdrawal before the withdrawal will go through. That is how it is done. If you are withdrawing from, sometimes they may even send you an email to your own email for that authentication for that withdrawal to go through. You have to submit those codes that they sent to you for the withdrawal to go through. So when you say a bot can actually withdraw your money when you disable withdrawal permission, you actually saying that Binance is not secured. Because if a bot can withdraw money from Binance, it means that Binance, without your permission, it means that Binance is not secure. If a bot can withdraw money from Bybit without your permission, from Bitgate without your permission, it means that those exchanges are not secure. But one thing you should know is that those exchanges are even more secure than you think. So there are people that don't do research that you need to educate, especially for those of you that are already part of MarisX. You need to educate them that MarisX is not just like a platform where you deposit money and expect return at the end of the month. All right. So while I talk, I need to be sharing MarisX screen um, so that you will be seeing everything. And I'll also be very brief. Like I said, this is not an official meeting. This is just a meeting I want to do or for the sake of those who need more information about MarisX. And for the past few days, I've been very occupied with activities. That is why some of you, when you send me message, I don't easily reply because what I was saying in the WhatsApp group, I am fully part of the developers of MarisX because I'm also a programmer. So everything that is done on MarisX, I'm fully part of it. And that is why there will be no fishy code where you will say, oh, somebody withdraw my money, or oh, why is my money disappearing? Why is my money reducing? And all that. The only thing that can make your money to reduce when it comes to crypto or MarisX is if there is a dollar, maybe a bot enters trade and the market is not going in your direction. Maybe a bot enters trade and the market starts going against the trade. That is the only thing that can make your money to reduce. But what about MarisX is that drawdown is always temporary, especially if you are trading with the hedge strategy. If you are trading with the hedge strategy, drawdown is temporary because at the end of the day, there is going to be what do I call it? There is going to be another hedge that will take profit on your behalf. All right. So at the farm is going to outsmart the crypto market. People always say that it's meant to go against you, especially people that have traded trade. So always say that the market is meant to always go against you. That is why you don't always make profit from the market. But we on MarisX we market. So no matter how bad the market is, MarisX will outsmart the market and take profit. That is the fact. So, and that is why I am emphasizing on the hedge strategy, because it is on the hedge strategy that I deployed all the risk management strategies that I know in the cryptos when it comes to trading. All the risk management strategies that I know are on the hedge uh, strategy. And one of the things about the hedge strategy is that it is very smart. It has what is called the risking, in the sense that if the market gets worse, to the extent that recovery will be difficult, it will reduce the position. It will gradually reduce the position, and use hedge to cover the profit of the loss of the other trade. So at the end of the day, you will hardly see losses. All right, that is why some people were like, okay, why is it that there are more when it comes to hedge? I'm not seeing losses. The hedge strategy is not meant for to close in loss. That is the fact. The hedge strategy is not meant to close in loss unless we are using uh, fixed stop loss. Because the reason we have the configuration we have on the hedge strategy is for professional traders that want to go extra mile, that want to do things outside what we recommend. There are professionals who will say, I want to do things these people are saying. So
ọjọ́ general meeting ọjọ́ Friday
I'm gonna mute everybody because the noise is too much. The noise is too much. Please, if you want to say anything, or if at a stage the chat that you can't hear me, so that I will repeat what I'm saying. And secondly, I'm going to share my screen now. So for all this to go through, I need to remove this. All right, so let me quickly share my screen. And like I said, this is just a general meeting. It is not an official Zoom meeting where I share my presentation slides. For those of you that have been joining me, there are people that know me from 2021. There are people that know me. There are people that have been following me from 2019. There are people that have been following me from 2018. There are people that have been following me from 2021, and there are people that join me because of Bitnest, because most of us joined Bitnest. So there are people that know me because of Bitnest as well. So at the end of the day, we have made profits and losses when it comes to this crypto space, and we've gathered a lot of experience. One thing about crypto is that the more you lose, the more you learn, and the more you learn, the more you manage your risk. You know, sometimes when I tell people that the biggest thing you can do, the biggest favor you can do to yourself as a crypto trader is risk management. Secure your capital no matter what. No matter what, always secure that capital. Make sure that whatever you are losing in the crypto space is part of your profit, not even the whole of your profit. You are not supposed to lose the whole of your profit. Whatever you are losing in the crypto space, make sure it is part of your profit, not your capital. Let nothing happen to your capital. Regardless of how the market is, never allow the market to interfere with your capital. The moment the market starts encroaching into your capital, you lose 20% of your capital, you lose 30%, you lose 40, you lose 50. You are already close to liquidation. All right. There are people that committed suicide because they lost money. Last year or last 2 years, when Bitcoin dropped drastically from 120 something thousand, a lot of people were liquidated. Somebody committed suicide inside what is the name of his car? I think it's Lamborghini. So somebody that has Lamborghini committed suicide because of crypto. How about you? So at the end of the day, if you understand how to navigate the market, you will not be in a position where you will begin to explain to people why you were rich and now you are poor. You will not be in a position where you will begin to explain to people why you were making so much money and now you are broke. All right. I have been in this crypto space for a very long time, and I can tell you that this is one of the biggest advantage I have over some professional traders. The biggest advantage I have over them is that I am not greedy. I don't want to become rich overnight. That is number one. Number two, I don't look for too much. I don't look for much profit. I'm always satisfied with any profit I see. All right. So at the end of the day, it is better to grow gradually than to grow so fast and collapse on the road at the end of the day. So now, if you yes, I just want to briefly tell you what MarisX is. We have our own roadmap, we have our vision, what we want, and like I said, um, we are just getting started. So what we do on MarisX is that we trade using artificial intelligence. All right. So this artificial intelligence is meant to go to the market, scan the market, look for opportunity, and enter the market. If there is an opportunity in the market, and generate profit for you. So at the end of the day, you ask yourself, how does it do it? All right, how does it do it? Now, the same thing you do manually is what the bot does. If you are a professional trader, those same things you do manually, you have asked a system to do it for you. All right, you've told the bot, go to the market, use this particular strategy to look for an opportunity in this particular coin. If there is an opportunity, if there is a signal, if you have checked, you have analyzed this coin using all the strategies that I am using or that other professionals have used. If you have analyzed this coin and you've seen that there is an opportunity in this coin, enter the trade. That is exactly what this bot does. So the bot will go to the market, the bot will start looking for an opportunity in the market. If the bot sees an opportunity in the market, the bot will enter the trade. Then the bot will make profit from that trade. Remember that the profit the bot is making is coming to your account because you are not even depositing money to the bot. So the bot will trade in your account, in your exchange, and give you profit in your exchange. So at the end of the day, you are a winner. All right. Now, what does this bot save you from? This bot will save you. When I used to, as at 2 years ago, last year, 2 years ago, when I started coaching people on crypto, what I used to do is that before I drop signal in my signal group, I will go to the market, analyze the market. After analyzing the market, I will enter the trade first before I drop signal. I don't just drop signal in my group without entering the trade. I cannot just come and tell you, go and trade this coin, go and long or short this coin, and then I will not trade it. There are people that does that. There are people that do that. Some self-acclaimed crypto experts. What they do is that they will tell you, go and trade this coin, but they will not trade it. And at the end of the day, the coin will blow your account. When the coin blows your account, you will be crying. They your subscription fee. All right. So the person is not even close to the market to understand what happens in the market. The person is not close to the market to know what happens. That is why I am different, because what I do then is when I enter the market, if the market is going back, I will always update the group, see what is going on in the market. You can close half of the trade, or you can take profit, or you can apply break even, or you can apply this dollar cost average. I will just be updating you about the trade. That is to tell you that I am also trading that coin. All right. So now this is very stressful because number one, I have to always be looking at the chart. I have to always be analyzing the market. I have to always be checking my trade to make sure that this trade is not going against me. And sometimes emotion can set in. I can say, oh, let me just close this trade. I have made 2% or 5%. I made 10% profit. Let me just close. Or if I look at one candle, I will say, this candle is looking at this trade is about to go down. Oh, let me close this trade. And maybe you will close the trade, and the trade will eventually go in your direction. So this bot will save you from that emotional trauma of maybe trying to you don't know what to do at some point. Sometimes you don't know what to do. Sometimes the market may confuse you. You will not know what to do. All right. So the bot is already built to save you from those trauma. All you need to do is start the bot. Once you start the bot will do the rest of the work for you. All right. Are we following? I hope we are following. Are we following?
Yes, continue.
Are we? All right. Okay. So So that is it. So in this on MarisX, we have 4 strategies. All right. Remember that before we were only using Bybit. Before we were only using Bybit, but now we have about 7 to 8 exchanges you can link to MarisX. All right, and you can also test MarisX. For instance, if you are trading with Bybit Testnet or Binance Testnet, we can use Bybit Testnet or Binance Testnet to test MarisX to know how profitable it is before you can use your real money to trade. All right, so you can actually do that. Now, on MarisX, we also have 4 trading strategies, and one of them is what is called grid trading. Now, one thing about grid trading is that if you want to do grid trading manually, you may actually not follow up because you will have to always fix your eyes on the chart. All right, because you have to buy manually. When the price goes up, you sell. If it goes down again, you buy. That is what grid trading does. Grid bot, what the grid bot does is that you set your bot. For instance, if a coin is trading between $1 to $2, if a coin is moving between $1 to $2, maybe in the morning the coin dropped to $1, in the afternoon it increases to $2, in the evening it drop again to $1, in the at night it goes up to $2, and the following day it drop to $1. If you see a coin that is doing like that, that is the best coin to use for grid trading, because what if you will set a range. Let me quickly log in so that I will make it more practicable. Let me quickly log in so I can make it more practicable. So what the grid board does is that you will set a range at which you want the bot to be buying and selling. That is what the grid board does. So for instance, if I click on create bot and I go to grid trading and I scroll down, all right, so you see the setup of grid bot. All right, all these setup are not supposed to be here, but because of professional traders who want to do their own things their own way, that is why we added this setup. Otherwise, all you need to do is just to come here, select any coin you want the bot to trade, set your take profit target, and you start the trade. But for the sake of professionals that would like to trade or a particular position with using a different strategy, that is why we made the configuration to be here so that you can actually do the setup. Meanwhile, the setup is not that hard because we already have a PDF that gives you a recommended setup, and I also have videos on YouTube channel for all the strategies. All right, any strategy you want to trade, all you need to do is just watch the video I make about that strategy and use the recommended setup I gave. All right, so for this grid bot, what the bot does is that, for instance, if I come here now and choose, remember that anything you are choosing here is what is on your exchange. Any exchange you connected to this bot, but whatever coin you are choosing here is what is on that exchange. If you search for any coin and you did not see it, it means that that coin is not on that exchange, or this particular strategy does not support that particular coin. All right, so for instance, if I want to say, okay, I want to trade SRP, okay, so if I choose SRP, you can see that SRP will appear, and then I will select SRP. Now, for tutorials purpose, I just want to use this as an example. So, for instance, if SRP is moving between $1 to $2, just like as I illustrated before, you can come here and say my upper price of SRP. I want, anytime the price of SRP goes to $2, I want you to sell. Anytime the price drop to $1, buy. That is just the simplest way to trade grid. And then you can say, I want you to do this for 10 times, or I want you to do this for 20 times. All right, that is the simplest explanation of grid bot. So what this bot does is that the bot will be monitoring the market. Anytime the price drop to $1, the bot will buy SRP. And then it will be waiting for the price of SRP to go up to $2. So once the price of SRP goes up to $2, the bot will sell. That means you've made $1 profit, right? Yes, because It bought at $1 and sold at $2. And then the bot will wait again for the price to drop again to $1. Once the price drops to $1, the bot will buy. Once the price goes up to $2, the bot will sell. That is how grid bot works. Now, what is the limitation on grid bot? The limitation on grid bot is that the bot may buy at $1 and the price may drop below $1. That is a limitation of grid bot. The bot may buy at $1 and then instead of the price to go up to $2, it may drop below that price. That is why we have what is called partial exit. All right, partial exit. Now, if you choose this partial exit, it means that if the price drop below $1 and the bot waited and the price is not reversing, you should close part of that trade. You should close part of the trade and wait for the price to go up. If the price did not go up, it will still close part of the trade and wait for the price to go up again. It will continue to do that. If the price continues going down, it will be closing gradually until it closes the whole position. All right, or it will close the whole position. So that is it. But if the if the price of the coin continues doing like this is why I say that this particular strategy is best for market that is going sideways, or what is called ranging market, a market that is going between a particular support and resistance zone. For those of you that are not advanced in crypto trading, you may not understand some of the terms I'm using. But what I'm actually saying is that the lowest, when I say support, I mean the lowest price that coin is trading for that particular period of time. And when I say resistance, I mean the highest price that coin is trading at that particular period of time. That is it. So this bot actually does this over and over again up to the number of times you choose. And it will continue to do this and create and generate profit for you. So this is for me, I prefer this particular strategy instead of just putting my money on one particular coin and then waiting for the coin to blow up one day and give me big money. This particular strategy will continue to take profit on that particular coin until it will meet your profit target. For instance, you can, if you say, okay, if you do this until I make 10%, close. Simple. So your own is to go and sleep and leave the bot to do the work. So once you make 10%, the bot stops. The bot stops doing that. And then you can come and start the bot again. Remember, once you do the setup, you don't need to do the setup again. All you need to do is just come. If you want the bot to trade that coin again, just click on start. The bot will continue doing that. All right, but make sure that you have some basic knowledge of ranging market before you can trade grid bot. Make sure you have some basic knowledge of ranging market, or what is called grid trading, or at least know when the price of coin is high and when the price of coin is low before you can trade grid bot. So if you don't know, you can always ask question in the group or ask me if it is the right time to trade this particular coin on a grid. If I will go to the chart and check if it is the right time, you will do it. But the best way to do the setup is on gridbot is, if you want to set this up now, you're just using this particular method, you can say, okay, the lowest price should be let me say 10% below. All right, 10% below my particular setup. For instance, if you say lower price, you should put your lower price at $1. You can say, okay, if it goes 10% below this 1%, you can begin to close partially. All right, and then you can also say if it goes 10% above this particular price, this my upper price, you can close partially or close all, because we have see it here. See this stop loss here now. This stop loss here now is where you make that decision. You can say 10%. All right. So if you put 10% here, you are actually telling the bot, if this price goes 10% below this particular price that I choose, kindly close. And if it of course it will not close if it goes above, because above is profit, below is loss when it comes to this strategy. So above is even more advantage to you. But if it is going up and it hit your take profit target of 10%, it will still close. All right, so that is on a grid board. So that thing that you do manually, the bot has been designed to do it for you. All right, so that is that. And then we also have the DCA trend bot. All right, DCA trend bot. What does it do? This particular bot is very smart. All right, what this bot does is that once you come here, you can say, okay, I want to trade Litecoin. All right, let me just use Litecoin as example. LTC. I don't know, is LTC here? Yes. All right, so you can say, let me trade Litecoin. All right, now I'm still using the one. Okay, let me say, let me use 20 and let me use $20 as an illustration. All right, so you see, I want to trade Litecoin, and what I want the bot to do, this one is, for me, this is even the best way to do your long-term investment on a coin. Like you see a coin that, and you see that this coin has a potential, and you want to invest in that coin for a long term. I think this bot is the best bot for that particular investment, because what you do here is, if after you've chosen your Litecoin, maybe you see that Litecoin has a potential of maybe, for instance, the price of the Litecoin now, I'm using this as an instance, is $20, and you see that Litecoin has a potential of hitting $100. You can say, okay, let me invest $50 on Litecoin. That's why we have base order size. All right, you can say, okay, let me just invest $50 on Litecoin. All right, now when we put this $50 here now, what it simply means is that this money will be used to buy Litecoin first and keep. That's what the bot will do. The bot will go and buy Litecoin and keep in your wallet. All right, now if eventually the price of Litecoin started dropping, what the bot will do is, it will do what is called safety order. All right, safety order means it is buying lower. Like when the price goes lower, it should buy again. So you can say, okay, since my base order size is $50, let me use $20 for this. All right, let my safety order size be $20 or $25, anyone you choose. All right, so if you do this, you can come here and say, how many times should this coin buy? How many times should this bot buy if the price continues going down? You can say, okay, I want the bot to buy 4 times, or I want the bot to buy 5 times. All right, now you need to do the calculation. Remember that your initial margin, that is the base order size, was $50, and now you are telling the bot to buy 5 times, which is using your safety order. So you need to multiply your safety orders into 5. All right, that is 25 times 5. All right, 25 times 5. So you have to make sure that this total amount of money is in your exchange, is in your wallet, so that the bot will not run out of money and get confused. Because if the bot run out of money to place the order, the bot will begin to give you error that you don't have money for this order. All right, and that is not good for your trade to perform well. So any trade you are doing, make sure that you have calculated and you know that you have enough capital for that trade. If you don't have up to this particular amount, put the amount you have. Maybe you can say, okay, my base order size should be $10 and my safety order size should be $5. Simple, right? So you are free to choose the amount you want the bot to use to trade for you. You are not coerced or forced to put big money that you don't have. All right, so you can say, do this 5 times. All right, so now you are given the privilege to choose when the bot should buy. So here, that's why we have price deviation. Price deviation means, okay, if the price of this coin goes to below in this particular percentage, buy. So for instance, if you say, okay, my price deviation, okay, if the price reduced by 2.5%, buy. That means if the price of this particular coin goes down by 2.5%, the bot will buy. All right, that is the first safety order. All right. The advantage of this now is that the bot is buying low, hoping that the price will go up. All right, that's the advantage. So if the price go again to 2.5% from this particular 2.5%, it goes below again to another 2.5%, making it 5% drawdown, the bot will buy again. That means it has bought lower. That means it is buying more coin for you. It is buying more of this coin for you. It is storing this coin for you. It is buying it at a very low price for you. That is what it means. And then if the price goes again lower to 2.5%, which should be about 7.5, the bot will buy again. That means the bot is buying deep. That's what is called buying deep. The bot is buying deep, and the bot will do this for 5 times. So at the end of the day, you might have seen that this bot has accumulated this coin very well for you when the price was low. Now, if the coin eventually starts going up, what does it mean? It means that you are in profit. All right, it means that you're in profit. That's why you come here to say, okay, if my profit target meets 5%, close, sell. That's what you are telling the bot. Once my profit target reaches 5%, sell. All right, close the trade. Or if it reaches the 10%, sell. Remember that the higher your percent, the longer you wait. That's the implication. The implication is that the higher the percentage you set, the longer you wait for the bot to do what? To generate, to close. If you set 100% profit, it is possible, but you have to wait for a very long time for the bot to give you 100% profit. All right. So at the end of the day, I always recommend people to set a realistic profit target. Always set a realistic profit target. If you want the bot to close your trade faster, set a realistic profit target. Don't be too greedy. You are not trading manually. It is when you are trading manually that you begin to say, okay, because I'm using 20x leverage, I'm using 50x leverage, I want my profit target to be 100%, 200%, 500. There are some traders that even set their profit target to 500 to 1000% because they are trading manually. But when you are trading with bots, you don't have to do that, because what you need is consistent profit. You don't need overnight profit, you need consistent profit. All right. So the reason I'm explaining all these things to you today is for you to understand how this thing work. Okay, this is not an investment platform. That is why some people, when they say, oh, Martins, how much will I be making per day? How much will I be making per month? I don't answer that question because the question is not applicable here. The answer is not applicable. I cannot tell you that when it comes to crypto trading that this is how much you'll be making, because I can come here and say, oh, what I want to be making is 5%. All right, I'll put 5%. Another person can say, I just need 1% or 2%. Another person may say, I just need 10%. Another person may come here and say, I just need 20%. All right. So at the end of the day, no one can tell you that this is how much you'll be making. But I always suggest you follow our recommended setup, especially if you are new to crypto trading. All right. So that is how this particular bot works. I hope we are following. Are we following? Are we together? Are we
Yes,
together? Okay.
yes,
All right. All
yes,
right.
Can I can I
So
can I can I ask something before you continue? Is it permitted?
yeah, you can. You can.
Yeah, like what you said right now. You said you guys always advise people to follow the stipulated formula that can maybe benefit the person as a new person.
Yes.
Um, is there any way maybe are you going to show it here, or maybe the person have to call you guys in order to know about it?
Okay. Okay. Our recommended setup. We always share it in our WhatsApp group, in our WhatsApp or Telegram group, and I
Okay.
also have the recommended setup videos on my YouTube channel. So any strategy you want to trade, just check the last video I made about that particular strategy, because I update those setup according to the market. I update the setups according to the market. So we have a PDF that has all the recommended setups. So all you need to do is just reach out to anybody that share the video, or just join. If you are in our WhatsApp or Telegram group, just ask of it and I will share it again.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Okay. So let me continue. So that is that on this particular strategy. Now, these two strategies can be traded. Hello. Okay, so these two strategies I mentioned
I
here.
wanted to.
Okay, go on. I can hear you.
Okay, mine is simple. I just want to kind of ask this gas fee. Is it applicable for all the different strategy, different like the DCA, any trend you want to use? Once you
Yes.
buy the gas fee, can it save all this? Can one subscription save this different trend?
Okay. Remember that there are two different things. Gas is different from subscription. The bot subscription is lifetime. It's not renewable. Like once you buy the bot, you are not paying any other money for that bot for the rest of your life. That bot belongs to you. That is different from gas. Gas is the one that powers the trade. So if you buy gas, that gas can be used for any trade, for any strategy. And if you are on the, you can see, if you go to the bot, it will display how much gas is charged per trade. So for here now, you can see this part. As you see my screen now, for this grid trading, you can see below it, you see 5 gas per trade. All right, same thing for all the strategies, 5 gas per trade. I remember that this 5 gas, if you just buy $20 worth of gas, it means that you can trade up to 400 times, like 400 trades. All right, successful trades. So that is it. So but for the subscription, one particular, it depends on the package you are. For the subscription, it depends on the package you are. For instance, if you are on the basic plan, you can trade the grid and DCA bot. And the basic bot is just $20. So the basic bot can trade the first two strategies that you are seeing on the screen now. And then if you are on the premium plan, the premium plan can trade this grid trading, DCA trend, and conservative futures. All right. So the premium plan can trade these 3 strategies, and then the executive plan can trade all the strategies. All right. The executive plan can trade all the strategies. That is how it works. The premium plan is $50, while the executive plan is $100, which is the highest package. All right. So that is it. Now, I have explained how the grid bot works and how the DCA bot works. Let me explain how the conservative futures bot works. Now, this future conservative bot is created mostly for me. We added this future conservative bot when we were starting MarisX new, and the reason we added it was for new traders. For new traders, people who just want to trade for the first time. They want to have experience before they can begin to do before they can begin to do something bigger. All right, that's why we made it to have just 3x leverage. All right, you can see it is 3x leverage. So we made it like this so that there is no reason, there's nothing that can make you to get liquidated if you are using this particular strategy. Nothing can liquidate your account. So for me, this strategy is for people that are new to trading. You want to have an understanding on how crypto trading works, you want to be making some profit as you do so. That is why we have this future conservative. Now, future conservative is a kind of a leverage trading. All right. Leverage trading, I don't know whether, of course, I know that some of you here have not traded before, or if you have done, I believe you understand what I mean by leverage. Now, leverage trading simply means that you are borrowing money from the exchange or the broker you are trading with to add to your existing portfolio. For instance, I just have $100 and I want to use, out of my $100, I want to trade with $10. All right. I want to use from my own $100 is $10. Now, if you apply leverage to that $10, it means that you are multiplying that $10 into the number of the leverage you've chosen. For instance, if you choose 3x leverage, it means that you are borrowing additional $20, making it a total of $30 to trade. That is what it means. That is what is called leverage trading. You are leveraging on the exchange. All right. Now, this money you are borrowing does not mean that it is a loan or something like that. No, it is just a way of multiplying your profit. Right. For instance, if you use this 3S leverage to trade, what it means is that if the price of the coin increases by 1%, your own profit will increase by 3%. That is what it means. It does not mean that you are borrowing money. That maybe you borrow money and they send the money to your exchange and you pay them later. No, you are just leveraging on that particular position, so that if the price increase small, you will make more profit. That's why you see people that make 1000% profit, because they choose higher leverage. So what it means that, for instance, if I want to trade Bitcoin, if the price of Bitcoin increases by 1%, if I choose 3x leverage, it means that my own will increase by 3%. If it increases by 2%, my own will increase by 6%. All right. That is how it works. So it will always multiply by 3. Okay. So that is how it works. So when on this particular strategy, you use leverage to trade. So the bot enters the market after all the analysis. Remember that the bot is wired to analyze the trade using different confluences and indicators. All right. This bot has a lot of indicators that, if care is not taken, if we even want the bot to use all the indicators that it has to trade, you see the bot may hardly enter even one trade in a day. But no, we still need to trade. We still don't need to miss opportunities that can give us profit. At the same time, we still don't want to enter bad trades. Mark the words again. We don't want to miss an opportunity that can give us profit in the market, but at the same time, we still don't want to enter bad trades. So at the end of the day, the bot is wired to analyze the market using different confluences, different market indicators, and arrive at a verdict, either to enter or not to enter. So if the bot arrives at a verdict to enter, the bot will enter the market and trade and give you profit. That is what it does. So if the verdict is don't enter, that's why you see sometimes your trade will run for some times before it will trigger a trade. So when you see your bot running, you see on your MarisX account, your bot is running but no trade has entered, just go below. The bot will give you reason. For instance, let me just show you an example. Now. If I create a bot, let me click on create bot, and then I go to hedge strategy. All right, I select. Okay, I will do this when I go to hedge strategy. Let me quickly round up what I'm saying. All right, so that is how this particular bot trades. So this bot trades the market on your behalf, and it uses leverage to trade, so that if the price increases by 1%, you will make a 3% profit. If the price increases by 2%, you make 6% profit, and so on and so forth. Now, the chief, the highest of all the strategies we have here is the AI hedge strategy. AI hedge strategy. The AI hedge strategy bot is very smart. Like, in fact, most of the updates we've been doing recently are just on this strategy. It was even as if we've abandoned all the other strategies to focus on the AI hedge strategy. Because of how it operates, that is why it is like that. This particular strategy is a strategy that you cannot manually. Of course, I have traded hedge manually, but I can tell you that sometimes you will make mistakes, because when you hedge, what I mean by hedge is this. Let me explain what hedging is. Hedging means buying two positions at the same time, or opening two positions at the same time. What I mean by position is, maybe the price of coin is going up. Your intention is for you to take profit if the price goes up. Then you buy when the price is going up. That is what is called buy or long. In crypto, it is called long. If somebody say, I want to buy this coin so that when the price goes up, I will make profit. So your intention is for you to take profit if the price of the coin goes up. For instance, Bitcoin is trading at 64,000 currently. And then your intention is, if you want to make profit, if the price of Bitcoin increase to 65,000, then you go and do what? You go and long, you go and buy. So that once the price of Bitcoin increases to 65,000, the bot will close the trade with your profit. All right. Now, if you go and buy Bitcoin at 64,000, and instead of the price of Bitcoin to go up, the price of Bitcoin starts going down. What do you do? Some people we do what? We close the trade. In fact, 95% we close the trade. The remaining percent we wait and apply dollar cost average, hoping that the price may reverse and then we take profit. While some persons will not even do anything, we begin to cry and they will get liquidated. The account will blow up, nothing will remain. So people have different methods of approaching their trades. But what this bot does is that, instead of, if the bot sees that the price of Bitcoin is going down, and sometimes if you look at the market movement or the market structure, there is what is called market structure in the crypto space. If you look at the market structure and you have done your analysis, and every confluence is telling you that this coin is not going to 65,000, in fact, this coin is going down to 62,000. If you look at it, but you're already in a long position where you are expecting the price to go up to 65,000 so that you take profit, what do you do in that situation? The bot will do what? The bot will short. There is what is called short. The same way we have long in future trading, we also have short. Short means that if the price goes down, take profit. I still want to make profit if the price is going down. That's what it means. I still want to make profit if the price is going down. So whichever way, whether the so what the hedge bot does is that whether the price is going up, it no concern me. Whether the price is going down, it no concern me. My own is, if the price goes up, I will take profit. If the price goes down, I will take profit. That is amazing. In fact, for me, that is one of the most interesting way of trading. If the price goes up, take profit. If the price goes down, take profit. Now you may be asking, what if the price goes down and the bot take profit? What happens to the one that is in loss? Right? That is the question, right? Okay, the price, they have long. I bought when the price is 64,000, and my expectation is that I make profit if the price go to 65,000. Now the price has reduced from 64,000 to 62,000, and the bot entered the trade and took profit at 62,000. Now the other first one that I entered is still in loss. What happens to it? This is where this strategy gets more interesting. What this bot will do is that the bot will do the same thing you did on the DCA trend bot. That strategy that is on the DCA trend bot, whereby if the price goes down, the bot will buy more. That is what the bot will do. The bot will do what is called DCA. That is why if you scroll down, you will see, if you scroll down to this page, you will see max DCA count. All right. You can increase your own to 4, but I don't recommend more than $5 cost averaging. All right. So me, I recommend 3, and that is the default setting, 3. So what the bot will do is that if the price, the bot will buy again at that price, and once the bot buys at that price, your entry will go down a bit. All right. Instead of your entry to be at that 64,000 that you bought, it will go from that 64,000 to 63,000 something. And then if the price continues going down again, remember that as the bot is doing DCA, the bot is still taking profit from the short. All right. As the bot is doing dollar cost average, the bot is also taking profit from the short, because the bot has already positioned itself in a way that if the price is going down, I should take profit. If the price goes up, I should take profit. So the bot is still taking profit from short. That is why for those of you who are trading the hedge strategy, if you go to your trade history, you will see that most of the trades are closing in profit, because the bot will not, it will be very hard for the bot to close your trade in loss. The bot is wired to find a way to still close that your trade in profit, even if it is in loss. The bot will find a way to figure it out. That's what the bot does. That's why I say that it is very smart. It's very smart. So the bot will do the first DCA, do the second DCA, do the third DCA, while still taking profit from the losses using short. Now, after the short, the market start going in your direction. What happens? The bot will recover the losses of that initial position and still close it in profit. And if eventually you set your net profit target to, for instance, you come here and you set your net profit target to, let's say, okay, you say, okay, if I make $10 profit, stop. So if the bot calculates your net profit target and calculates the existing trade and sees that you've made 10% profit plus the existing positions, if everything is put together, both the profit, the losses, if everything is put together and calculated, you have arrived at a profit of 10%, the bot will close the trade. The bot will close both the short and the long position. So at the end of the day, you close your trade in profit. So that's why I say that it is very difficult for this bot to close your trade in loss. That is why I said it is one of the most smartest. In fact, that's the strategy I've been using since we launched the hedge strategy. That is what I've been trading. That's the strategy I've been trading. I have not been trading some other strategies. Number one is that another advantage is that the leverage is higher. All right, you can see the leverage. You know, if you are trading the future conservative, the leverage is just 3x. But here we have 10x leverage. And me, you know, when we started initially, I was recommending 5x leverage, because at that point we were just testing the bot to see how it performs. And after we saw how it performs, I started recommending 10x leverage. All right, so 10x leverage, I believe you already understand my explanation of leverage. What I said initially, for those who still may not understand, if you use this 10x leverage, what it means is that if the bot enters a trade, if that coin increases by 1%, your own will increase by 10%. If the price of the coin increases by 2%, your own will increase by 20%. If the price of the coin increases by 3%, your own will increase by 30%. That's what it means. That is why we can easily come here and say, okay, our profit target, we can easily come here and set it at 10%. Now, let me also tell you some other things that are in this board that you don't know. Some other things that are in this particular hedge strategy that you don't know. One of them is maximum. Let me show you. Daily loss limit. Daily loss limit. Daily loss limit is how many percent of losses would you not want the bot to exceed? That is what it means. The limit of the losses you want to have. Now, this losses is calculated from all your open positions and including your whole trading capital. All right. So if the bot calculates and the bot sees that you have lost about 5% of your capital, the bot will close. That's why you can never get liquidated. And if you say, oh, I don't want all this daily loss, this thing, you want to delete it. If you click on it to delete it, it will not delete. The only thing you can do is that you can say, okay, I want to lose 50% of my capital. You are the one that is putting knife on your neck. You are the one that want to kill yourself. Or you come and say, I want to lose 100% of my capital. Then you want to lose all your money. You are the one that wants to kill yourself. All right? Or that is it. So just this is the recommended setup. Just put it 5%. Put the hard stop daily loss. The hard stop daily losses, even if the bot was, because the bot is, like I said, the bot behave like a human being and even thinks smarter than human beings. Because one of the things this bot will do is that if this bot is trading and the bot sees that you have lost about 5% of your capital, and the bot sees that this trade has a tendency of going in your favor and recover that your loss, the bot will not close the trade. The bot will wait a bit longer. And that's why we have hard stop daily loss. This one is whether you see opportunity that I am going to recover or not. If I lost 8% of my entire capital, close. That's what you are telling the bot. If this trade has, if I'm losing about 8% of my entire capital, I don't want to trade again, just close. That's what you are telling this bot to do. And that is why if you have ever entered a position and it closed a hedge strategy and it closed in loss, that could be because it have reached this particular limit, or you set a fixed profit, a fixed stop loss, which I no longer recommend. I don't recommend fixed stop loss, and I no longer recommend ATR based stop loss. All right, let me show you what I recommend, because you may be saying, okay, if I don't use fixed stop loss, what happens if my trade is going against me? You already have hard stop daily loss here. So the worst thing that can happen to you is that you lose 8% of your capital. That's the worst thing that can happen to you. Apart from that, you will not have worse experience than that. So you cannot have this and still go here and begin to select fixed stop loss. All right, you see here we have fixed stop loss. So if you choose fixed stop loss, it means you are telling the trade, if once it gets to 3% loss, close. It doesn't make sense, because this is hedge trading. You are already using the other trade, the second position, to recover the losses of the initial position. So you don't have to be afraid of losses, because you are still making profit at the end of the day. So for me, it is fixed stop loss is not relevant here. ATR based stop loss is still not relevant here again. That's why if you check the initial PDF I shared, I was recommending all this particular stop loss method, because this trailing stop loss was not there. All right. It was when we traded using fixed stop loss and ATR based stop loss that I discovered that this is a loophole on this particular strategy, and I told our developers that we need to use trailing percentage. All right. Now let me explain what this trailing percentage does. This trailing percentage is very smart. All right. This trailing percentage means that your trade can never close in loss. What it does is that if the bot enters a trade, you know, there are sometimes that you will see your trade, maybe if you are trading manually, you see that your trade is making about 10% profit, but your TP, you set your TP to 30% or 20% or 50%. You see your trade in 10% profit. You check again, you saw your trade in 15% profit. You check again, your target is actually 30%. You check again, you saw your trade in 20% profit. At all this while, you have not taken any profit. Oh. You are waiting for the trade to hit 30% so that it will hit your take profit target and close. Now, what this bot will do, now, as a human being, you have a strong emotional control and trading psychology, and because that is what we preach that time. We always preach to you to have a strong emotional control and a good trading psychology, so that in that case you will not go and trade and close out of over excitement or maybe panic that maybe the trade could go against you. But at the end of the day, I discovered that it is even better you lock your profit. So because the last time you see your trade, you are seeing 20% profit. Maybe um, you just went out to go and take a bottle of water, and after taking the water, you open the trade and you are seeing 50% loss on that particular trade that has already given you 20% profit before, but you were waiting for 30%. How will you feel? You will feel bad. You will blame yourself. You will regret why you didn't close that trade when it was in 20% profit. It is just like people who are betting. You are you are betting for one particular team to win, and then on the betting platform they gave you cash out, that you should go and cash out some money out of the money you bet. But you said no, this team is going to win, and at the end of the day the team didn't win. You lost both the cash out they gave you and also your money, your capital. So the same thing is what happens when it comes to trading. So sometimes when you enter trade, you see your trade in profit, and instead of you to take that profit, you want it to hit that net profit target. That's why in my trading group that time, what I used to do is once our trade is from 15% profit and above, I always tell them to go and set their stop loss above entry, so that in case the trade goes against them, it will still close in profit. So that is what this trailing percentage does. This trailing percentage, what it does is that if you just like you are seeing 2% here and you are seeing 5% here, all right. Let me explain what it does. What it does is that if you enter a trade and that trade has given you 5% profit, the bot will lock that profit. All right. The bot will lock the bot will not close the trade, though, but it will lock the profit. All right. For instance, you set your profit target to 10%, just like I did here now. You see 10% here. All right. So, and you have achieved half of that of that 10%. The bot will lock that's why sometimes if you go to your exchange and check, you will see some trade closing in 5%, 6%, 8%. Meanwhile, what you set as your take profit is 10%. It is the trailing percentage that is doing work there. So because what it does is that instead of you to lose that 5% that you have already achieved, it will close, it will take the profit and re-enter the trade again. That's what it does. So if you set it like this 2% means if it has reached 5%, activate. This is the trailing activation ROI. If it reach 5%, activate. Now if it drop by 2%, take profit. That's what it means. Let me explain it again. If the price of the coin increase by 5%, activate. If the price of the coin decrease from 5% to 2%, take profit, close the trade and re-enter. That's what the bot does. Now, the most interesting part of this thing now is that if it increased by 5%, if it didn't go down by 2% again, and it goes up by 6% and goes up again by 8%, it will lock that 8%. All right. It will lock your profit at 8%. All right. Now imagine you did not set your take profit to 10%. If it goes up again by another 10%, it will lock your profit at 10%. If it goes up again by another 12%, it will lock. So it will be locking at 2% interval. That is how it locks your profit, 2% interval. So anywhere it locks, it remains there. So if the price decreases by 2%, it will close the trade. So at the end of the day, this bot is very smart, like I said, and it is wired to always close your trade in profit. There is no situation whereby you are seeing some profit and at the end of the day, the same trade that could have given you profit ended up closing in losses. It does not happen on AI hedge strategy. Unless you decide to go and manually close the trade by yourself in loss, you are the one that decided to close the trade in loss. But if you allow the bot to do the work, it will never close any trade in loss. All right. So, and another good thing about this bot is that if it has completed okay, let me also tell you this one. Let me also explain this one to you. There is also partial profit ladder on this particular board, in the sense that, for instance, I prefer to start taking profit from 4%. If you prefer to start taking profit from 4%, you can come here and say, well, 4%. At 4, if I make 4% profit, close my trade by 20%. All right, and then you come here and say, if I make 6% profit, all right, close my trade by 30%. And then you come here and say, if I make 10% profit, close the remaining 50%. All right, so make sure that if you are doing this, if you calculate it, it should be 100%, so that you will not have a minor part of your margin or money remaining on a very small position. So make sure that it is 100, so that at the end of the day, the whole trade will close. All right. So it simply means that you've made profit at 4%, you've made profit at 6%, and you've also made profit at 10%. And then there is another thing that is not displaying here. It is not meant for you to see. That is what is called de-risking. Now, if the market gets so bad that the bot have seen that, I already explained that before, that at least some part of the trade has to be closed for your account to be safe. The bot can decide to close 20, 30, or 50% of that position, and then use the other hedge to recover the losses that comes from that particular trade that it closed. So it will use the hedge to recover the profit, and then use the dollar cost average to recover the remaining position. So at the end of the day, you are a winner. That is just the facts. All right. So that is it about the strategies we have on MarisX. Like, if I begin to explain everything that this bot does, we will not live here today. But the summary of the whole thing that I am saying this night is that at the end of the day, you are making more profit than losses. Now, another problem some people have is lack of capital. All right. Another problem some people have is lack of capital. Some people say, I don't have the capital to trade. How can I trade without money? How can I trade if I don't have money? Yes, you cannot trade without money, but there is an opportunity for you on MarisX. You cannot trade without money, but there is an opportunity for you on MarisX. And that opportunity is what is called referral commission or referral program. All right. Whether you have subscribed to any bot package or not, if anybody join MarisX with your link and buy any bot or gas, you will make 10% commission each. If the person buy bot, you will make 10% commission from that bot. If the person buys gas, you will make 10% commission from that gas. There is somebody that have used that to raise $100 that he used to do what? To start trading. So you can use this to make good money for yourself. You can make $100, you can make $500, you can make $1,000, you can make, depending on what the people you recommend are buying. And it is not just that you will just make the money once. So long as those people are trading and are buying gas, you will continue making money. Anytime the person buys gas, you will make money. And there is a time we are adding more features that will enable you to continue making money as that person is trading. In fact, you will continue making money from the trading fees. Alright, that is the next milestone we are going on MarisX. All right. So imagine if you have built a team of just 5 people. Maybe you just recommended 5 people to MarisX, and every month they buy gas of $100. Every month, those people buy gas of $100. All right, that means you are making at least $10 from those 5 people. Now, the advantage you have is that those 5 people can decide to recommend people, and then you will be making 5% from their referrals. All right. And then the referrals can also decide to recommend people, and then you will be making 3% from their referrals. So you are making money in generations. All right. You are making money in different generations. So this can actually give you your trading capital. In fact, whether you are trading or not, this can continuously generate you money on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. All right. So that is how it works. So this account, I have not really used. I just recommended. I think I use this account to just refer 4 people, so you can see how the earning looks like. Just 4 people, and I think they just bought the lowest. Okay, you can see that you can see they are all level 1. They just bought the lower bought subscription and gas. All right. So now, if you do this continuously, you continue making money. Imagine you recommend somebody to MarisX, and the person decide to buy $1,000 worth of gas. All right. So you are making 10% of $1,000. That's what it means. For it, and let's go to gas. If you go to gas, you see that we have various gas plants. And one thing about this gas is that the higher the gas, the higher the number of the higher the plan of gas you buy, the higher the number of gas you get. Let me tell you why. If you are buying gas of $20, you will get 2,000 gas, no addition. But if you are buying a gas of $50, you will get additional 10%, which is about 550 gas. You will get additional 550 gas. 550 gas can trade multiple times. That is an advantage you have over somebody that is buying $20 worth of gas. All right. So you are having a total of 6,050 gas with $50. So this can trade many. In fact, if you are buying this should give you, depending on your trading capital, this should give you over 200 to 300 dollars profit, depending on your trading capital, before it finishes. All right. So that is it. All right. So, and then you see, the higher the gas, the higher the bonus that is attached. If you are buying $100 worth of gas, you are getting additional 20% of that gas. That is about 14,400 gas. Do you know how many trades you will do you know how many trades you will make to exhaust 14,000 gas? Let's do the calculation, because you are charged uh 5 gas per trade. Now, just $20 worth of gas, which is 2,000 gas, is giving you about 400 trades. So how many trades do you think you can execute with 14,000 gas? If you are just charged 5 gas per trade, how many trades do you think you can execute with it? All right, you can do the calculation so that you know how many trades you can execute with it. You can execute thousands of trades with it. Okay, just with $100. That is an advantage you have over somebody that is buying 20 gas every month. Because if you buy this, I can assure you that you can trade for a long period of time and you will not exhaust it. All right. Same thing also applies to $500 worth of gas, which is giving you about additional 30%, and this is about 84,500 gas. And you are just charged 5 gas per trade. You know how many trades you can execute before you can finish this? And then we have the highest one, which is $1,000 worth of gas. And this is giving you about 196,000 gas. That is additional 40%. So the higher the package of the higher your gas package, the better for you. So imagine you recommend some people, because there are some people that are buying this, it is nothing to them. All right. Imagine that those people that are in your circle, or even those people that are recommended by those you recommend, are buying this. All right. If they are buying this just to make sure that the bot is doing the trade for them, you will be making a whole lot of money on a monthly basis. And remember that you can easily withdraw your money on MarisX. There is no limit to when it comes to withdrawal. Is $10. All right, the minimum withdrawal is $10. All right, so that is the minimum withdrawal. So if you just come here, you see request for withdrawal, you click on it, you choose your preferred payment method. If you want to withdraw to bank, if you want to withdraw to mobile money, if you want to withdraw to your crypto wallet, just click on crypto, type the network. For instance, you say if you want to withdraw to BEP20, just type BEP20 and then type your wallet address. All right. Don't type your wallet address like this. So make sure you copy it directly from your exchange and paste. Don't type what I'm typing like this as your wallet address. Otherwise, you will lose your money, because the platform is going to send to whatever it sees. All right. So if you type a wrong wallet address, it will send to the wrong wallet address. All right. So once you type your wallet address, you do what? You submit. All right. You submit. This is the amount you are withdrawing. If you don't want to withdraw the whole money, you can say I want to withdraw $10. But I recommend doing 11 because of transaction fee. Because if you are withdrawing using BEP20, I think if you are withdrawing, if the platform is paying you, depending on the exchange it is paying from, they could charge you about 0.5 or highest $1. Highest is $1. So I would recommend you do like 11 from, if you're withdraw from $11 and above. But so that is that. So that is that. So you can use this to raise money for yourself. But the limit to this is that, let me be very sincere to you. The limit with this particular method is that if you have raised money here and you have not subscribed to any of the bot plan, your withdrawal will fail. For instance, if you are recommending people without buying a bot plan, you still get your commission. But when it is time for withdrawal, maybe you have like $50, $100, $20, $30, any amount you've made. Before you withdraw, make sure you've bought at least the basic bot plan, because the system will check if you have a basic plan. If you have the basic bot plan, even if you have made $1 million here, you will be paid. The money will be paid to your wallet. So long as you are on a bot plan, even if you don't buy gas, but you are on at least the $20 bot plan. If you have made any amount here, you will be paid within 10 minutes to 6 hours maximum. Your money will be paid into your wallet or your bank account. That is how to make money from MarisX. So you are making money as a trader. You're also making money as a team builder because you are a team builder. The moment you decide to recommend people to MarisX, you are already a leader. Now, instead of investing in a Ponzi scheme or a platform you are not sure of how viable it is, you are not sure of the longevity, you recommended many people to it, those people put their money there. They put their money there hoping that one day the platform will pay off and those platforms ran away with their money. Instead of recommending people to such projects, because I see some of you who are still promoting Ponzi schemes. You know, if you go to my YouTube channel, you see my video reviews of Ponzi schemes. It is recently that I haven't been reviewing Ponzi schemes because I've been busy with MarisX. I need to focus more on MarisX. That is why I have not been doing reviews. But people still send me project to review. And once I look at it, I laugh. So instead of telling people to go and be investing in such projects where they will go and deposit their money somewhere, hoping that one day the money will return to them and those people will scam them. Why not build a team on MarisX? MarisX will grow to be like big exchanges tomorrow. Now, the team you have built today are people that will continue to generate you money for the rest of your life, so long as MarisX. Because MarisX is trading on their exchange, they're not depositing money to MarisX. So long as MarisX is doing that, trading on the exchange, they have a kind of trust for MarisX. And there is no tendency of crashing. What will crash MarisX? Nothing. Because MarisX is not even holding anybody's money. Any money that you are earning from MarisX are from referrals. And it is part of the money that those people use to buy the bus or gas that you are being paid with. So at the end of the day, nothing can make MarisX to crash. So that is just the fact. So instead of telling people come and invest in this investment platform, come and invest in this investment platform, they go and invest, they lose their money, they start chasing you with police, they start telling you to pay back their money because you're the one that made them to lose money and all that. Why not recommend them to trading? The reason I will tell you to recommend them to trading is because when you are trading, you have knowledge. We educate you to understand that trading has to do with profit and losses. Sometimes you make profit, sometimes you make losses. That is how trading works. But at the end of the day, we want to make more profits than losses. That's why MarisX is here. MarisX is here to outsmart the market and give you more profit than losses. So once you have that in mind, you already know that this is what you are doing. You are in for this, and you know that you are trading the real crypto market. I think that is the best thing to do instead of just putting your money on a Ponzi scheme or depositing money in somebody's account and the person say, let me do the trading for you and be giving you profit every week. The person will go and blow your account, you blow up your money and come back and cry. And you begin to chase the person with police. You end up spending more money trying to recover the one you have lost. And at the end of the day, you may not still recover it. Because even if you arrest the person, if the person doesn't have the money, doesn't have the money, will you kill the person? So at the end of the day, it is better you have the money in your account. Let nobody, don't put yourself under pressure that hoping that this money will come back to you one day. That's why the moment I don't want to begin to involve other projects here, but the moment some projects that we invested in started misbehaving, I lost interest. I stopped about them. The moment I noticed the loophole, I started criticizing them, and I already know that that is on. That is why, from the onset, I always preach risk management. Even then, I was telling my community people, don't invest what you cannot afford to lose. That's why I'm not paying. So there's no amount of money I will lose in the crypto space today that I will be paying, because I already guard myself against those losses. And the only way to guard yourself against those losses is through risk management. And that's what we built on MarisX. The one thing we built on MarisX is that, number one, you cannot trade more than 10x leverage. Number two, you can never lose more than 8% of your capital in a single trade. We've built, whether you like it or not, you will not lose more than 8% of your capital in a particular trade on MarisX. So we've built that. We have to imbibe that risk management strategy in you as a subscriber, so that you will not be greedy one day. All right. So if you want to succeed in the crypto space, learn not to be greedy. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Be contented with the profit you are making. Want to make more profit? Then build team with MarisX. Register more people. The more you register people, the more you make money, because they will be buying bots and gas. So you'll be making a whole lot of money from that. And the best way to do it is subsequently, I will announce our training days. We'll be doing Zoom meeting on a weekly basis. We invite all those people there. They will come, we tell them about MarisX. If they're interested, they join through your link and you make money. The moment they register, you get a commission immediately, and you can withdraw it immediately. It's not something that wait till tomorrow before you withdraw. No, you can withdraw it immediately. If you don't withdraw it, you have the right to tell MarisX, give me my money. That is my money. Any commission you make on MarisX is your money. It does not belong to MarisX. That's why MarisX is a registered business. MarisX we have our certificate. The name is registered as a limited liability company. MarisX Technology Limited. All right. I think I've shared the certificate on the WhatsApp group before, and the next certificate we'll be getting before MarisX will turn to a full exchange is SEC certification, so that MarisX can operate as an exchange. All right. So whatever we are building on MarisX is an architecture that is for life. And I'd like you to be part of the pioneers. In fact, anybody that is on MarisX now is a pioneer member, and in the next 1 to 2 years, you will be testified about what you've benefited from MarisX. That is all I can tell you. There is no sugarcoating. Like I said, when it comes to crypto trading, you have to manage your risk. Even on MarisX, don't ever borrow money to trade. Don't borrow money to trade. Instead of borrowing money to trade, tell that person to join MarisX and register and buy bots, so that you make commission from that person. Instead of telling the person, borrow me money, let me use it to trade. Tell the person about MarisX. Tell the person to register on MarisX, so that when they register and buy bots or gas, you make commission, and you will use it to add to your trading balance. That is how we all started. We built from the scratch, and we are still building. Thank you all. Now I can answer your questions. If you have a question, you can ask your question now.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. MarisX. Yes, I've been following you for quite some time, and I want to thank you for these updates. This is a great idea. want to commend your efforts. So many of us we traded in time past and we've lost money, maybe because of lack of knowledge, especially when it comes to features and all that. I, for one, I have to distance myself and then get involved in some points and still lost money. So, I'm happy about this opportunity. In fact, I've been following you for a while now. I was even supposed to
Mm.
register. I wasn't so clear about the or even looking at I had to look at that I have at and it wasn't so much. So I didn't want to just join because I am eyeing that AI edge strategy. I'm eyeing that.
Yeah.
So now I want to ask if I have because right now, I don't really have so much capital on me. If I have like $100 now to I want to join, I don't want to miss out on the AI edge strategy. If I strategy first and then let me say I buy gas $20 and I have like only dollars, my total about let's say $160 $70. Let me say I buy gas $20 and then I trade with $50. How long will it take me to because like the profit margin for like if you are trading with $100 on that your manual was like $1.2. Let's say all things goes well during every day 1.2 and all that. But if I'm now
Yeah.
trading with $50 as my trading amount on Bybit, and then I bought $50 and I want to have the edge lifetime access just for me to get in. And subsequently in the future, money will come. How long will it take me to make good money if I want to do this I just mentioned? And secondly, since I'm binding the MarisX bots to Bybit, can't the money, the profit I'm making be entering my Bybit account directly? I am someone that trade on Bybit. I do a lot of spot trading before this time. So I used to just buy dollar, buy when it goes up, the like SRP
Yeah.
and all those when I sell. Can't my money I'm making be directly entering my Bybit account so that I can just go to P2P by myself? If I make profit, can't it just go to my Bybit account so I can now withdraw by myself through
Okay. Okay. Let me respond to the first question. You say you have $100. You buy gas of $20 and you buy both of $20, right?
gas of $20 and
Yes.
no and boats. I want to get the AI edge, the AI strategy boats
Okay.
involved in the AI strategy. Are there three different things or there are two boat and gas, right? Is it
Okay.
different from subscription?
Yes. Let me explain to you. On MarisX, we have three plans, three bot plans. We have the basic plan, we have the premium plan, and then we have the executive plan. On the basic plan is $20, and then the basic plan can trade the grid bot and the DCA trend bot. The premium plan can trade uh, the grid bots, the DCA trend bots, and also the futures are conservative. While the executive plan is $100, we trade all the strategies. All right. So if you have $100 and want to go for the least package, you will be left with at least because the lowest bot package is $20, and then the lowest gas package is also $20. So if you buy gas of $20 and buy bot of $20, you'll be left with $60. So you can use $60 to
You're
trade
not
bot.
getting me. You're not getting me. I want to buy the plan of $100 for the AI. I want my bot to be trading AI edge strategy for me. I don't want to do those other.
Okay,
So I want to buy that
okay.
AI once since it's once now. I think it's a lifetime access, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Then
Yes,
I want to buy
yeah, it's
gas.
lifetime.
$20, and do I still need to fund my Bybit account again?
Of course, the money you are paying for the bot plan is for the bot. You are buying the bot. You are not funding your account. You are not funding
Okay.
your Bybit account for that with that money. You are buying that particular bot with that money. So the money does not belong to you. Once you pay, you have paid. The money belongs to MarisX, and then I recommended you to MarisX.
Okay.
Who will share the money with MarisX? Anybody I recommend you to MarisX will share that money with MarisX. Okay, so you are buying the bot, and then when you buy gas, you are also it is not also your money. You are buying gas that can be used to power the trade.
Okay.
That's what it means.
Okay. So now me now buy.
Now, the
Okay, sorry. Now me buying
okay,
AIS strategy for $100. That is for the subscription. Then I buy gas of $20, right?
yes,
Am I still
yes,
buying any boats again?
no, the export plan. Once you buy it, you've bought all the plans. The premium tickets, the executive pot, and they are not buying any other pot. In fact, any update that will be launched in the future, you've locked in that particular update when it comes to trading bots. So you are not buying any other thing once you've done that. The only
Okay,
thing
so
you'll be buying is gas. If your gas finishes, you can always top up.
okay. So like with $120 now, I've secured a gas of $20 and a AI strategy boat of $100, right?
Exactly,
Then I
exactly,
can now fund, if I have
exactly,
$50, I can fund my Bybit with $50 and start trading. For instance,
exactly.
anytime my boat
Yes,
sorry, my gas of $20 finishes, I will now top up my gas.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. That's how
Okay.
it works.
Now that my $50 now, if I trade for like 1 month,
Yeah.
well, what kind of profit with a
Yes.
gas of $20 will I make? That's what I want to get.
Okay. Now, it goes down to what I was saying before that when it comes to crypto, nobody can actually tell you, okay, with $50, this is how much you'll be making in a month, right? In fact, even if I trade with $50 this month and I made additional $50, that $50 I used to trade, I cannot come and tell you that okay, I traded the highest this month and I made $50. Therefore, if you trade you will make $50 because in trading, of course, you said you have been trading on the stock market. In trading, there's no guaranteed profit. Nobody gives you a kind of guaranteed profit that this is how much you'll be making. You can make $50. Next month you can make $100 or less than that. You can make $50 this month and make $100 next month. You can make $50 this month and make $25 next month. It all depends on how the market performs and the market structure. All right, so that's why I don't always tell people that, okay, I am guaranteeing you that this is how much you'll be making, or I am estimating. I don't even estimate. I don't even give an estimation of how much you will make. The only thing I can tell you is when you do it, try it by yourself, you will know how much you will make, and then you continue from there. That's the only thing I can tell you about that. Then you said something that I need to clarify. You were saying why is it that it will not be in my finance or bank account? Any profit you make on any trade is in your exchange. The profit does not go to your business account. Your profit still returns on your exchange. Do you understand that? Your profit does your profit does not go to MarisX account. Your profit always returns in your exchange at the end of the trade. If because the trade
Okay.
is going on in your exchange directly, So any profit that comes, you follow that particular trade immediately. So your profit does not go to you are not withdrawing profit separately from MarisX. The only thing you can withdraw from MarisX is the referral commission that you've earned from your first generation, second generation, or third generation. That is a different money altogether. That one is different from what you are earning from trading. All right. So the only thing is that your MarisX account will be displaying your profits, just like the one you saw on my account. It will be displaying the profit you are making, right? But it is those profits are already in your exchange. You don't have to withdraw them again. They're already in your exchange. The bot is just it's just a reflection of what is happening in your exchange. That is it. I hope you understand that. Is that clear?
Okay. I think I get everything clearly now. So when
Okay.
the profit just automatically enters my exchange, I can go to Bybit P2P as usual and just do my withdrawals.
Of course, of course, of course. Yes,
Thank
exactly.
you.
That.
Now.
Wait. All right. Any other question? Does anybody have any other question? If you have
Yes,
any
Martin,
question, you can unmute yourself.
I have
Okay, go
question.
ahead. All right.
Uh, for someone a new person on a trade platform who really want to see how he can trade and or maybe make a profit. Do you guys have
Yes.
a video or tutorial on how to connect on how the starting point the starting
Yes.
point on how to connect until you get to MarisX in order to connect, because someone that doesn't know where to start, you will see that the person don't know exactly where to start. It looks like a
What to
drama
do?
or a
Yes.
story.
Exactly. Yeah. Now on my YouTube channel, I have videos from beginning to end. How to register. That because the first thing you do is register. I did a video on how to register. I did a video on how to connect your MarisX account to your API, either your Bybit or Binance. I am also doing subsequent videos on different APIs. I did a video on how you can buy the bot, the payment method, whether you are paying with your bank or you are paying with your wallet address. I have a video about that. In fact, everything that is done on MarisX from beginning to end, I have videos about them, even from logging in to logging out. Anyone you
Okay.
ask me, I will give you the video. All right. And if you want to access the video, just go to my YouTube channel. You will see the name of my YouTube channel is Chuko the Martins Maris. The same name you are seeing on your screen now. That's the name of my YouTube channel. If you search for it on YouTube, you will see it. And then you go to play. If you go to my playlist, you will see MarisX. I made a separate playlist for MarisX. Everything you need to know about MarisX is in that place. So anything you need there, you can just go there and watch the video on how to do it, and then you will do it.
Okay. Another question I want to ask is that all this while you have been talking about the advantages of this MarisX, then I'm trying to
Yes.
find out what is the disadvantage of this MarisX or all other bots you have been talking about.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I mentioned the advantage, but I also mentioned the disadvantage. The only thing
Yeah,
is that
I only want to know the disadvantage.
okay. Now, one of the disadvantages of any bot, including MarisX, is that number one, bot does not think like a human being. Bot does not have emotion. Bot does not have human psychology. Bot thinks differently. So sometimes, as a human being that you are, you may see your bot in trade and that trade is in loss. Maybe the trade is in loss for a whole day. The trade did not give you a profit. As a human being that you are, you will be like, you will be feeling bad that your trade is in loss for a whole day. You did not make a profit a whole day. And as a human being, you may be tempted to go and close that trade manually. In fact, personally, I have done it too. There was a trade I closed manually on MarisX that I regretted closing. But the reason I closed that trade was because the trade was has been against me for 2 days. The trade was against me for 2 days. I don't always, personally, when I'm trading, I don't always want a particular trade to go against me for more than 48 hours. But the trade was against me for 2 days. So the thing was wasting my time, and I want to enter another trade. So the thing was wasting my time. So I had to go and stop the board. After stopping the board, that night, that trade jumped above my profit target. That trade jumped above my profit target, and I regretted closing the trade. So that's why I said that the board does not think like, both follow analysis. Human being sometimes follow both analysis and emotion. So emotionally now, if you see your trade in drawdown or your trade in loss, as a human being, you may be tempted to go and close it, thinking that that trade is not going to give you a profit again, and at the end of the day, the trade might give you profit, and then at the end of the day, the trade may still close in loss, depending on how the market perform or how the trade perform. So it is everywhere when it comes to trading. There is some days there are some days that the market will not favor you. If whether you are using bot or you are trading manually, there are some days the market will not favor you. So that's a disadvantage of using a bot to trade. There are some days that the trade will not favor. The bot will do all the analysis. Everything will go fine when it comes to analysis, but the trade may still perform badly. So that is a
Okay, thank you so much.
that is for me. That is one disadvantage I know.
Okay.
That is one
Wh-
disadvantage I know.
what about
Okay.
because I heard you earlier time talking about choosing a particular coin or whatever to trade. Um, a new person that doesn't know much about coin or does all the rest of it, how can he know the one to go about to trade on? Or you
Okay.
guys do? You guys are going to help
Okay.
the people, the new persons.
Yes. Yes. In our WhatsApp group, we always share recommended coins. In fact, if you check our PDF, we have top 20 coins that we are using on MarisX. So as a beginner, you can just be trading those top 20. Don't go outside that. But I see some people that are trading some other coins because those people are already in the crypto space for some times, for a while. So they already know about coins that can perform well in a particular strategy and all that. All right.
Yeah.
So those ones can actually choose any coin of their choice. But for beginners, we have top 20 coins that we recommend. And then for the hedge strategy, I have my top 4 coins that I recommend for the hedge strategy, which is also on the PDF that we always share in our WhatsApp group. So that is
Okay.
that. Yes.
Okay. The last one is just a question. Like, I hope this not gonna be like copy trading. You know, like some
Yeah.
people, when they come up, they will tell you this, tell you that, tell you this. But when you go in and stay there, you will see that it's it's almost copy trading, and there's no way
Yeah.
you can run away from it. So that's what I'm trying to find out. Is this almost copy trading?
Okay. No, this is real trading. They bought. Now, let me give you a distinction between real trading and copy trading. Now, when it comes to copy trading, there are different copy trading strategies. Now, in copy trading is that you've seen a particular trade, all right? They tell you that this trade has given 100% ROI in the past 1 week, that you should copy it. Now, it is coded in a certain in a way that when you copy it, you deposit a certain amount of money that you cannot withdraw until that trade ends. Now, when you
Yes.
copy that particular strategy, and maybe now the disadvantage of copy trading is that, of course, it is not that the trade gave 100% profit is not a lie. The trade might have given 100% profit. That's why I was telling the other person that I cannot come and tell you that because I made $50 last month. If you use $50 to trade this month, you will make $50 next month. Now, when that trade gave that person that 100% profit, the market condition is no longer the same with the time you enter the trade. So the person is using the previous result to entice you to enter that particular trade so that you will make the same profit. Now you will think that you will make that same profit, but at the end of the day, you may even end up losing the whole money. But MarisX is not a copy trading platform. MarisX does real trading, following proper analysis. All right. So before a bot can even enter a trade on your exchange, it will analyze the trade. It does not enter trade based on human sentiment or what the other person is trading. It enter trade independent of everything but analysis. After doing the analysis, it will follow the normal market indicators and then enter the trade and then trade the market and then close according to the market condition. That's how the bot trades. So it is not a copy trading platform. And me, I don't even recommend copy trading because at the end of the day, most of them are fake. So that is that.
Oh, Martin, I'm sorry. Now you are talking. There's something I remembered.
All
You
right.
showed you show it on the video while you were analyzing your thing, and
Yes.
that kind of a thing is still in the copy trading, like hard stop percentage to I don't know what you call it, like percentage in case if there is any loss, it's not gonna pass,
Yes.
it's not gonna cross this
That
5%
particular
or
percent.
2%. Exactly.
Yes.
But mostly 99% in copy trading, those are
Yes.
lies. It crosses
Yes.
and crash all the money you before you wake up, it has already crashed. How are we sure that this one in this MarisX is not gonna pay?
All right. Now, the copy trading platforms, most of the copy trading platforms that you have used are platforms are that you are depositing your money into, right?
Yes,
Okay. You deposit your money into that platform and they tell you that you will not lose more than 5% of your capital or 10% of your capital. So whatever, while you are sleeping at night, the developers
yes,
of that particular platform are awake. While you are sleeping at night, you set your stop loss. You don't want to lose more than 10%. The developers
yes,
wake up in the night and set your stop loss to 100%. Now on the front end, you are seeing that the reason I'm telling you this is because I'm also a developer. I told you that I'm also part of the developers of MarisX. As you are sleeping at night, hoping that you make profit in the morning, or that even if you lose, you not lose more than 10%. The developers
yeah.
have woke up at night to hard code 100% on that particular trade because the money is in their platform. Your money is in their hand. So when you wake up, you see that you've lost the money. They are the one that took the money. They did not execute any trade. Now, the difference between this now and MarisX is that the money is in your exchange. That's the difference. The money is in your exchange. So MarisX does not have control over that money. So MarisX will not benefit anything if you lose. MarisX will only benefit bad name that I traded with MarisX and I lost my money. And MarisX will not want to have such record. So MarisX will do everything it takes to make sure that you are making profit. Because if you lose money, MarisX is not benefiting from your losses. All right? So that is the difference. So that's the difference between MarisX and copy trading platforms. MarisX will never have access to your trading capital. The only money that MarisX have access to is the one you use to buy butter and gas. That one is the one that MarisX have access to. Apart from that, any other money that is in your exchange, MarisX does not have access to it. So MarisX will not benefit anything from your losses.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. So any other question? If you please, if you have a question, kindly unmute yourself. This is an interactive session. You know, when we started this meeting, I was thinking that I would just do this meeting for 1 hour or 30 minutes and close. But you can see that we've spent we started this meeting around 7 p.m. This is already after 9. So we spent over 2 hours here. Right, and that's how my meeting always ends. I will say that I will do my meeting for 45 minutes or 30 minutes, and at the end of the day, I will end up spending 1 hour, 2 hours because I talk too much.
Okay, I want to also understand just one more question. If
All right.
when I used to like I would just like go into the market and check the price and put my own target. Now on Maris X, let's say SRP now. I think the last time I checked it was trading for 1.0, was it at 1.1? So am I going to be inputting like the price, like okay, SRP is at 1.1, for instance, $1.1. So I want to take profit when it gets to 1.13. Will I be the one to put those prices?
No, no, no. The only thing you do here is just say how many percent. The only place you can put price. The only place you can put price is on grid bot. You know, when I was explaining grid bot in the beginning, I explained that when it comes to grid bot trades up and down, like it buys down and sells up, buys down and sells up. So it's only on grid bot that you can say, okay, if the price goes down to $1 buy, if it goes up to $1.5 sell, if it goes down to $1 again buy, if it goes up to $1.5 sell, you can tell the grid board do it 10 times or do it 20 times. It's only on grid board that you can do that. And on the grid board, you can say, okay, if you are doing this, if I make 10% profit close, or if I make 3% close, or anything you said. But for any other bot strategy, you don't have any business with the price of the coin. Don't have any business with the price of the coin. For any other
Okay,
bot strategy, don't have
okay.
any business.
I don't have any
Yes.
business. But if I subscribe to the AI edge strategy, can I still on my
Yes.
own do the grid strategy? Maybe,
Of
for
course.
instance, notice a coin that I can enter the grid strategy. Maybe sell at buy at $1, sell at
Yes.
1.5, something like that. Can I still
Ye-
practice that strategy in the AI?
Of course. Now, not in the AI hedge strategy. The AI hedge strategy is a different strategy. But since you have subscribed to the executive plan, remember that the AI hedge strategy covers the all the bot strategies. So once you buy the executive plan, it covers both that grid trading, DCA trend, um, future conservative, and then the AI hedge strategy. So the AI hedge strategy does a separate work. Then if you want to do buy low, sell high, you can also be trading two of them simultaneously. All right, you can be trading the AI hedge strategy and at the same time be trading the grid trading strategy because your subscription has covered all the bot strategies. So yes,
Okay,
you can actually do that.
okay, I understand very well now. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, you're welcome. You're welcome. Let me go to the chat. All right. Okay. So any other question, please? Any other question? Any other question? Okay. I think this is the going to be the end of tonight's training. We've spent time and of course, it has been really amazing And I really appreciate you all for joining me. So all you need to do is make sure you put everything we've discussed tonight into practice. And don't just be an observer. Don't just look while others are making money. Instead, start with what you can afford. If you don't have money, like I said, if you don't have money, start by recruiting people. Recruit people to MarisX, and the money you can from there make money that you own. That is how many people started. In fact, the first time I joined an online business, that was how I made money. I started by recruiting people or selling products to people. And then from there, I was able to raise money that I used to start my own. So that is all for tonight. Thank you all for being part of tonight's class. If you have any other questions, subsequent questions, or anything, any assistance, always chat me up. If I don't reply on time, chat the customer care of MarisX, right? Because sometimes I may be very occupied with activities and I may not reply your message on time. So anytime your message is urgent, just chat the customer service and you will answer. All right, so that is it. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night rest. See you.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming. Thank you, Martins. Have a nice evening.
Yeah. Okay.